Okay, I'm gonna do this really quick message because things have been getting crazy all up in here. Things have been getting all up and crazy in the universe. And I just watched this amazing video yesterday, Channeled Messages and Energy Update 7:30. This is, of course, in line with the supposed ascension and dimensional shift from the 3D to the 5D. A certain group of people do believe that this occurred starting on the day of the eclipse, July 27th. So essentially, Aluna Ash, she's like one of my favorite clairvoyant reader channels. There you go, Aluna Ash, clairvoyant 9D. Oh, she got all the fires on, all cylinders working. She's basically saying that the time grid has collapsed and that 24-hour days, well, if you look at our days have converted into a 20-hour day. And I'm telling you, my clock, I cannot set my ground, my non-internet connected clock, I cannot set it. And it doesn't stay, it does not stay at the same time as my cell phone, which is anchored to the internet. So I just really feel like something strange is going on, and it started a few days before the eclipse. That's what's so crazy about it. So she's basically saying that two dimensions are merging, the third between the 4th and to the 5th, and the third was the 24-hour day with a 60-minute hour per day. And then our new one is the 20-hour day with a 60-minute day. And I'm telling you, my clock is just going gangbusters fast. Last night, I set my clock maybe 2 minutes ahead of my cell phone. And I wake up this morning only to find out that it's now 12 minutes ahead of my cell phone. I don't get this. So maybe I'm just having this shift. I don't know. Maybe I'm the only person called to look at this kind of stuff. But it's like really, really fascinating. And, you know, she said that we would see a flash of light, which the other night, I don't know if you guys watch my video, because my God, my channel is just the center of the universe, and you should all be watching every single video I post. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, so I made a video a few nights ago. This would have been on the morning of the 27th, like 1 o'clock in the morning. My neighborhood was lit up, so I didn't actually see a flash of light, but I did see the sky just get really, really bright, and I have no idea why, because there's no theater there, there's no stadium there. Somebody said, oh, well, it's fire sky. I've seen fire sky. Yes, we are having fires in Southern California, but fire sky is orange. I've seen fire sky. I know what it looks like. And usually there's, you know, more smoke in it and that kind of thing. And I didn't smell any smoke, which you can't always smell the smoke because it depends on how the wind is shifting and that kind of thing. But I cannot explain this light that was, I mean, this is 1 o'clock in the morning. It looks like it's dawn. So I made that video. And then the other video that I had made from the same video maker, it was in reference to something that she had said. My friend had witnessed, gosh, this would have been probably in late June, early July, creepy 3D matrix code grid or something that was witnessed by my friend a few nights, well, back in late June. And it was basically this clear grid, and it made itself evident in front of Ralph's, like, I don't know, just for a split second, and then winked out. So it had winked out, it made it had made itself evident to my friend and then winked out, and she was like, oh my God, I think the Matrix just showed itself to me. And I was like, wow, weird, and I made a video about it. And then I swear to God, a few days later, like maybe 2 days later, Aluna Ash said, oh, things are shifting, and you'll be seeing grids in the sky, you'll be seeing grids in the air, and that's basically like the Matrix and the codes. So she basically said the time grids are collapsing, Aluna Ash, that is. She said the time grids are collapsing in on each other, and we're converting from a 24-hour day to a 20-hour day. Things do seem faster, but at the same time, things seem more fluid, like time seems more smooth. You know, like that first pot experience you have, or the first cannabis oil experience you have. Things just seem smoother to me. And I remember it was weird too, because right before the shift, I was having all sorts of muscle tension, aches and pains, and now, knock on wood, they're not there anymore. So that's interesting. I'm hearing music a little differently now. It's sounding a little more scratchy and pitchy to me, and I'm wondering if that's the 440 hertz as opposed to the 432 hertz, which is what is supposed to be music. It's basically mathematically perfect, and it's just in line with human harmony. If you guys don't know the difference between 440 and 432, you should definitely look that up on the internet. And YouTube has a lot of great examples. But essentially, the theory is that after World War II, gosh, I want to say, who was it? Well, anyway, the scientists from World War II, Hitler's men, the ones who came over in Project Paperclip, had this idea to tune music to 440 hertz rather than 432. And 432 is the natural, harmonious sound to music. And it's much rounder and smoother and softer. So we've come into this smoother new universe, and the music still sounds kind of scratchy and hard. Even this song right now in the background, it's one of the songs I loved, and I'm like, why does it sound so pitchy and nasally and scratchy behind? Other than that, there's a bush outside that looks different. I don't know, it looks higher, like it's reaching for more attention, and it looks like it has less flowers than more. I don't know. Oh, and she said something about the fear programming and the overlay between the fourth dimension and the third dimension, and how we're just realizing, or that you will be kind of being able to discern what was the programming that made you fearful before, what was the overlay, and what are your true feelings. And considering that I've been doing that already for months and trying to discern those things, it's becoming more pronounced for me. So yeah, I mean, those are just some of the things that I've noticed. And the only other thing that's different in this universe is that I got a video suggestion for how to give a good blowjob. I don't know where the hell that came from. Anyway, I hope that's not like any indication of, never mind, I'm not going to go any further with that. But that was weird, because I've never seen any videos about blowjobs on YouTube either, because I just haven't been looking in all the right places. But the one thing I want to see in this new universe, I gotta say, I've never been rickrolled, man. Every link I click on is exactly what it says. No one has ever rickrolled me. Feel free to rickroll me under this video, you guys, because, man, I've never been rickrolled. Of course, I've always had to ask to be rickrolled. Nobody just rickrolls me. Ugh. We gotta get Rick Astley back in our lives, man. And that's another thing, too. Speaking of alternate dimensions and universes, again, I still feel like every 6 months there's something that happened that causes us to kind of have a mini universal overlay. Like every 6 months feels like a different universe to me. But that's another story for another time, although I did make another video on that. But you can also, speaking of music again, you can also sort of temper it or measure it by songs and how songs from those times made you feel. I don't know how to explain it. It probably sounds weird, but if you guys get what I'm saying about feeling different every 6 months, and then when you go back and listen to a song from those 6 months ago, or from 6 months ago, or a year ago, even a year ago, like if I hear a song that I listened to a year ago, or I think about a memory from a year ago, I don't know, it just feels different. And the only thing I can think about from a year ago is that the only word that comes to mind is wet. Last year felt wetter, and I don't mean in the watery sense. I just mean there was like a wet, blankety sort of overlay to everything. And not in a bad way, not in a way that I'm going to deflate everything about you, but yeah. Anyway, I'm babbling too long. But anyway, guys, just let me know if you've noticed any sort of changes in the last few days since the 27th, if anything feels differently, if you've gotten any blowjob, how to give a good blowjob video suggestions on your YouTube videos. Just anything weird like that. Or if you've been rickrolled, were you fortunate enough to get rickrolled? Anyway, wow, I have talked way longer than I thought I would. But in any case, guys, peace out. Have a great rest of the week. I know it's only the beginning, and we'll get through this week. All right, talk soon. Bye.